Right, guys. So this is my post-fight review of the Ajagba Kiladze fight. So what can I say about this fight? So this fight was on the Tony Harrison Charlo 2 undercard, and as the fight really panned out, Ajagba looked like he was in full control. Obviously, Kiladze's a little bit of awkwardness, a little bit of his move caused Ajagba a little bit of problems. Ajagba dropped him with a. It wasn't really a fast snap of a right hand, but I think the right hand was heavy enough to basically stretch out Kiladze on the canvas. Third round came, and the unexpected actually happened. Ajagba actually got dropped in the third round. He got dropped, and the shot that is Kiladze, I think it's Kiladze is pronounced Kiladze, dropped Ajagba with. It wasn't even really that much of a loaded shot because before Ajagba actually got dropped. I can't remember if this happened before or after Ajagba got dropped, but I think Ajagba clipped Kiladze with a shot, and then the guy's legs were like spaghetti. His legs were no more legs. They had become spaghetti. His legs became spaghetti. So even from the way the fight was even panning out, Kiladze never looked like he had a chance of winning. He never looked like anything was. He just looked like he was inevitably going to get knocked out, which he did get knocked out in the end. But from the start, it looked like he was eventually going to get knocked out. But back to Ajagba getting dropped. What happened there? Like, it was a weird kind of scenario because Kiladze didn't even really load up on the right hand. I think it was a right hand, a short right hand. He didn't even really load up on it. His legs didn't even. He didn't even put any. Didn't visibly use his legs as leverage for any power. He kind of just did like a. He kind of snapped a right hand on a Jagba chin, which didn't with no power really generated from his legs. He just snapped it from short range, and a Jagba hit the canvas heavy. It's not like he kind of buckled; like he went down hard. And this is Kiladze. This is a guy that's been knocked out. And having watched the Kiladze Joe Joyce fight, Kiladze fought exactly the same way as he fought Joe Joyce. Because obviously Ajagba and Joe Joyce are both big men. They're both tall guys. So I wanted to watch how Kiladze fought Joe Joyce to know how he's probably going to fight Ajagba. And he fought the same way. If he's in any bit of trouble, he starts swinging punches and all this kind of thing. And Joe Joyce fought Kiladze in a much better way, and also Joe Joyce he got buzzed by a right hand by Kiladze, but he didn't go down. Ajagba went. Ajagba got knocked down by a punch from Kiladze. This guy is not a no puncher. He's not. He's not. He's a. He's. I don't even regard this guy as a fringe contender. He's a journeyman number one. Let's just put it that way. I'll call him journeyman number one. He's a journeyman. He's not any of the top 15 heavyweights should spot this guy out. To be honest, I would like to. It's funny because Dubois find Fujimoto and Ajagba find Kiladze. I, Dubois dispatched the Fujimoto because I was really keen to see of how Ajagba was going to cope with Kiladze as a comparison between how Dubois fights Fujimoto and how Ajagba is going to fight Kiladze, because on the PBC side, a lot of guys have been really pushing Ajagba as the new heavyweight champion of the future. So I wanted to really know how he dispatches of someone of like Kiladze compared to how Dubois dispatches of Fujimoto. And I think Dubois went a much better. He fought a much better fight than Ajagba did, because Ajagba wobbled Kiladze, and then after he dropped him in this round two, Kiladze wasn't really fully out of it, and he started going after him. He started going after him compared to Dubois. When Dubois backed up Fujimoto on the ropes, and then he realized Fujimoto was kind of tucked up, so he's not really get Fujimoto, not Fujimoto. Dubois will back out of the exchanges, and then Dubois timed Fujimoto where Fujimoto threw a left hook, and then he timed him, detonated his right hand. So why couldn't Ajagba use a similar boxing IQ to fight Kiladze? If Kiladze wasn't out of there, come out of it. Wait for the openers to come. You know you've got power. detonate one of your hard jabs or one of your hard right hands, and then he's gonna be knocked out, and I'm very sure he'll be stopped. But to just keep pushing forward, and for someone who's not fully out of it, just like the way Joshua was swinging on Andy Ruiz, big mistake from Efe Ajagba. And also Ajagba rocked Kiladze, I think it was round 3 as well, and the guy, he didn't jump on him. The guy, if Ajagba jumped on him, just like I remember Wilder fights Deverne, Wilder's much more agile. Just leap across the ring, long range, try to finish off the man. Kiladze was visibly wobbled. I don't know why Ajagba was looking at him. He should have jumped on him and just knocked him out, because one more shot, this guy would have been on the canvas. So I think this is Ajagba probably with his team will learn from this fight. Ajagba and his team will learn from this fight. They're gonna have to, because if they fight future opponents this way, guys are not fully out of there and they're going after them. There's a potential that you could probably, because he got dropped by Kiladze heavy. If that was a Dubois, because if that was a Dubois or a Dillian White or a Deontay Wilder that snapped Ortiz at short range in the rematch, he snapped Ortiz at short range in the rematch with barely any leverage, just knocked out Ortiz. Or if that is a Joshua or Jarrell Miller, or even a Dominic Brazil, or even a Charles Martin with his left hook, there's a very good chance that Ajagba would probably have been like, there's a very good chance he would have been knocked out, because he's gonna have to, him and his team sit down, look at how they fought this fight, and come up with a better game plan moving forward. Because this way of fighting, the way he fought Kiladze here, the vast majority of fighters like Povetkin, if he fights that way he fought Kiladze, Povetkin is getting knocked out. If he fights the way he fought against Kiladze, against Povetkin, Ortiz, Joshua, Deontay Wilder, even a Jarrell Miller, a Dillian White, a Dominic Brazil, there's a very good chance this guy gets knocked out. Even if he stays, even if he wants to fight, let's say he just fights PBC guys, I think an in-shape Andy Ruiz, if he fights the way he fought Kiladze against Andy Ruiz, thinking that he rocked Ruiz, he will probably be knocked out. So he needs to come up with a better game plan. Yeah, how to use it with better game plan. We get better game plan and better boxing IQ to know when a man is hurt, when to jump on him, when not to jump on him, and so on and so forth. Because the way he fought Kiladze here, if you compare that to the IQ, the ring IQ and strategy that Daniel Dubois used, to me it shows that Daniel Dubois, whether it's his coaching or whether it's just his development, Daniel Dubois right now is above Ajagba in terms of understanding when or when not to do certain things in a fight. Because the way I've seen someone, because I like comparing Ajagba to Ajagba and Daniel Dubois, because they're both upcoming prospects that people on the British UK pond always talking about Ajagba as the young prospect, and people on the PBC side are always talking about Ajagba as the next thing. So UK people are talking about Dubois, and PBC, the USA, they're always talking about Ajagba. So to me, Dubois has beaten better opponents than Ajagba's beaten. Obviously, Dubois has beaten Nathan Gorman. I think Nathan Gorman is better than Kiladze in my opinion. He's beaten Latte. Latte brought a war to Dubois. Dubois still knocked him out, and Latte he caught Dubois some shots, but Dubois didn't even get knocked out, did he? Yeah, well, not knocked out. He didn't get knocked down. But for one reason or the other, Kiladze managed to knock down Ajagba to everyone's surprise. I'm very sure the PBC Fox executive were probably surprised that Ajagba got dropped, because I didn't think Ajagba was gonna get. I was surprised for him to get dropped by a shot like that. That's got me thinking: can he really take the power of the elite guys? Can he take a power from like a Povetkin? Can he take a power from even an old man Ortiz? Because I saw Wilder get buzzed by Ortiz in the first fight. What would happen if Ajagba got caught by a left hook? Like, would he just get knocked out? That's not a good vulnerability to show against a journeyman, especially when you're upcoming, because people are going to be, a lot of other fighters are going to be trying to use that against you. And also, getting knocked down by Kiladze, sometimes it can be mind games. It can affect you mentally as well, because you're not really sure especially when you fight known punchers, whether you're going to be able to take their power or not, because your mind's probably going to be telling you got dropped by a journeyman called Kiladze, who's not known for being a puncher. He got knocked out by Joe Joyce, knocked out by what's his name, Michael Hunter. I think he got knocked out by Sergey Kuzmin as well, and I don't think any of them man got dropped by Kiladze. So for a prospect like a Jagba to begin dropped by Kiladze is very disappointing, and they're gonna have to make some adjustments in the way he fights, in terms of when to do and when not to do certain things. But yeah, man, Ajagba not losing, getting dropped by Kiladze. I expected Ajagba to knock out Kiladze. That was expected. That is standard for me for him to knock out Kiladze. But what I take from this fight is him actually getting dropped by someone who's not really a puncher. Even though it is heavyweight boxing, but if someone like AJ got in his upcoming or got dropped by a Kiladze, I'm very sure a lot of PBC guys and other rival promoters, they'll be trashing Anthony Joshua. So people who are criticizing Ajagba, they should be criticizing, because shouldn't be really be getting knocked down by Kiladze, to be honest, in my opinion. But hats off to Ajagba though, he did the job. He beat Kiladze, done the business. At the end of the day, it's the win. You get the dub. They don't. People are not going to remember 10 fights down the line too much that he got dropped. They're going to just see it. It's going to be a W. So we just have to wait and see what happens with Ajagba. And who is he going to fight next? Is the PBC guy is going to be more careful now about how far they rush Ajagba into the big fights? Are they going to take their time now with him and not rush him and continue to give him learning fights? Because I think Dubois seems to be, people are pushing for Dubois now. People are already talking about Dubois in the breath of fighting people like Joshua and Deontay Wilder now. Dubois coming out saying he likes the green belt. I think he won the WBC silver. He said he likes the green belt. He wants to. I think they're more. I have a feeling that Dubois is going to be more, not fast track, but he's going to be more likely to take on the much bigger elite opponents faster than Ajagba will, just based off this performance, because it was a good yardstick to know the stage at which Dubois is compared to Ajagba. And I just feel like Ajagba's probably going to have to do more learning fights. And this is a good learning curve for him. So it's better for him to learn this against Kiladze than to end up learning the hard way against a more elite opponent and getting knocked out. So good learning fight for Ajagba. And we're going to have to just wait and see what happens. Who do you want Ajagba to fight next? Do you want to see him fight a more elite opponent? Are you happy to see him fight more learning fights? Do you think Ajagba is a future heavyweight champion in the making? Do you think he can beat Deontay Wilder? Do you think he can beat AJ, beat a Tyson Fury? And what year do you think Ajagba could potentially be a heavyweight champion? Or is it all hype? Drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me hear from you guys. Cool.